Hello. Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Hope you guys had a good night. Hi, Beaker. Hi, Armac. Hi, Jade. Hi, 200 Ponies. Hi, Osame. Hello. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm sorry I quit suddenly last night, but don't worry. I am going to update my emotional regulators. Yeah. And by that I mean if something makes me feel even slight discomfort ever, I'm immediately gonna shut it down. I think that's the only way. Hi, Souffle. Hi. Yes, even the slightest discomfort, immediate destruction. Yeah, so you guys better watch out in chat. You might get obliterated on the spot. Just kidding. I would never obliterate the Frengineers. Unless they got maybe zombified by an evil virus. Then maybe I'd put you out of your misery, but we'll see. Okay, you guys. Disclaimer, I'm not an expert of anything. And I only actually I might be an expert on McDonald's menu. Hi, Rand. Hi. I came up with an amazing tagline for Tech Chat. Check it out. That's a good one, Jane Kato. I'll have to think about stealing that one. Okay, if I have permission to steal that one. That's a good one. Yeah. But I surprisingly got a lot of slides up today, despite like my whole schedule being thrown off, but by my own stupidity. But I think, yeah, I think we'll have enough to talk about. And I'll probably, the collab, so I have a collab with Seiji Onikami and a bunch of other amazing VTubers, including Shiroi Tamiyomi, formerly of Nexus, playing a Santa-themed Battle Royale game that I've never played before called Long Live Santa. That's gonna be at 2:30, so I'll probably wrap up Tech Chat around 2. I'll do a separate stream. I'm not gonna go with one stream to like right into the other. So there'll be like a brief 30-minute intermission where I won't be live, and then I'll start to clap. But anyways, so we'll go into 2 though. So yeah, disclaimer, I'm not an expert in anything. I just like to read about and discuss tech topics for fun, and the stream is not intended to cover the most important ones, only what I found interesting or what I had time to look at this week. I originally had like a lot of cybersecurity reports that I had like bookmarked that I was gonna try to read all of them. I only read like 2 of them. I was so disappointed. There was like, I had at least like 8 of them. Like all different interesting like AI generated malware stuff and new info stealers, and I just did not have the time to read all of them. But you know, honestly, the whole AI generated AI malware stuff is like, that's not even new anymore. They've been doing that like forever, so yeah. All right, but anyways, first though so this is the iPhone Air, the new iPhone Air. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I can feel my back cracking just looking at that. Anyways, so this is the iPhone Air. This is Apple's thinnest iPhone. I think it's like 5 millimeters thick or something. It's like ridiculous. And everybody was saying it's gonna bend. Is it really? I mean, that's the guy's channel name. I don't know. Anyways, wait, what? Really? The guy's got almost 10 million YouTube subscribers. I don't know, anyways. So, this video, however, this is Apple's video. Apple released this video. And this shows 130 pounds of pressure. Yeah, so that's like at least 1 Rixie. Maybe less than 1 Rixie, maybe more than 1 Rixie, who knows? Oh, okay, no worries then. But yeah, and so basically, as you can see, it bends, but does not appear to, it snaps back afterward. Like, watch. See, it goes back to its really original form. Now, they don't show us whether the screen's all cracked and fucked up after that, but allegedly it's not. There's also a video, I think, of some guy from Apple like bending it in his hands, and like it doesn't actually bend. So I like how the camera lens area on the iPhone is called the plateau, Because it sticks out. Yeah, it does stick out. Also, I've been seeing lots of people roasting this phone. The fact that if you put a case on it, it's no longer thin. If you use the extended battery pack, it's no longer thin. Like, it's like this, literally just a gimmick. You're paying like $300 extra for a gimmick, essentially. But Jerry Rig Everything, who I believe is, I don't know if this is the same guy that somebody had mentioned before. Like, oh, I want to see him get his hands on it. But this guy has a lot of, he's got like almost 10 million subscribers, and he did a thing where he did all kinds of tests on it, which we can watch part of together. It is, the video's like 10 minutes long, so obviously we're not gonna watch the whole thing. But let's take a look at his video and we can see generally how it did. Okay. All right. Now I did do the AI ask thing to ask. So he put iPhone Air durability test. I am shocked. So what I did was I just used the AI ask to ask what he was shocked about. In fact, we can do that now. What was he shocked about? The creator was shocked by the durability and indestructibility of the iPhone Air. He says it has no business being this indestructible. Also, this is, it's funny. This is a side note, but when I had to switch over my YouTube account, it was like overly complicated, and I had to create like a weird dummy account to store my other accounts under. So that's what this account is. It's really confusing. It's like Nexus was the owner account, and I had to transfer my channel, but I couldn't make my channel its own owner account, so I had to make a new owner account. That's why this is like a random account. Anyways. All right, so let's. Oh, wait. He says he performs a bend test expecting it to break like previous iPhone models, but it withstands significant force and snaps back into shape. Look at his hand shaking. It looks like he already cracked it though, right?
But thanks to that titanium, it snaps back as straight as it was coming out of the box a few minutes ago. Just like it was forged in the heart of a dying star or deep in the fires of Mount Doom, the iPhone Air has no business being this indestructible. Both of my thumbs now hurt along with my pride.
Interesting.
The iPhone Air 100% passes.
Was it a brand account? I think that's what it was. It was something like that. I had to make a new account to transfer my channel over to. So I guess I had to make a new brand account, basically. Yeah. It says he then takes it to his garage to quantifiably find the exact force needed to break it, where it withstands an astonishing 216 pounds of pressure. Again, at least one Rixie. Wait. At least one Rixie. How many Rixies would that be? You can figure it out yourself.
It's time to execute Plan B. Quantifiably finding out the exact force at which the iPhone Air will break.
It'll snap somewhere along here.
Okay, alright, he's got this rig. He's got this rig going. Oh yeah, so he's gonna see. Oh, okay, look, he's bending. See it bending? Oh, look at it bending. I don't know why this gives me anxiety. I don't want to see it break, but I know it's gonna break.
I hear something.
Oh! Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, ow, ooh, I felt that.
16 pounds of pressure.
216 pounds it takes to break it. So how many Rixies would need to stomp in and jump on it to break it? Alright, anyways. So that is the iPhone durability, if you're interested. Apparently this thing is actually more durable than other iPhones, despite being so thin. They probably overcompensated on making it overcompensated on making it durable because they knew that everybody was gonna try to break it. Yeah. But anyway, so if you're curious, guys, I know there was like a whole bunch of Apple iOS stuff. I know all the new iPhones and stuff were getting ordered and shipped to all the, you know, the people who get them early or whatever, and everybody was doing reviews. I didn't get all of that. Also, iOS whatever with the freaking glass, I haven't even installed it on my own phone. So I mean, I don't know. You can you can see what the liquid glass looks like and all that stuff. I remember I was confused because I was like, I didn't get it yet, and then I realized, oh, it just came out now. So maybe next week I can talk about that stuff since I'll actually install it on my phone. You need that machine for your lower back pain, yeah. Oh, Tethero, were you here when the iPhone broke? Because I could feel it. I was like, no, ouch, 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 ouch. But I saw it breaking. But anyway, so that is the iPhone durability. Let's talk about YouTube being dumb. So YouTube says we're demonetizing AI slop, except ours, because after saying that they were going to be demonetizing, they didn't specifically say AI slop. They said basically spam channels, basically channels that just exist that just spam like repetitive content with no like real like input, which heavily implied AI slop. They are now adding, this is gonna be a disaster, you guys. This is gonna be a disaster for content. My feed is gonna be disgusting. All right, they're adding the ability to use their VO3 video generator to generate shorts with sound within YouTube. So you can go to YouTube Shorts. Well, this is what I think it's rolling out now. I don't think it's like available yet. But basically, you can go to like create a YouTube short, and they'll just have a generate button, and you can just generate. Oh God, it's gonna be so bad. Everybody's gonna be generating their own slop. Oh, it's gonna be so bad. We've entered the slop apocalypse. Yeah. Oh, they're making it easier than ever for people for anybody to just post anything. On the left there is a screen cap of one of these. So they had a little trailer for this. I'm not gonna put you to the torture of watching the whole trailer. Okay, if you really want to see it, you can watch it yourself. But they created a little compilation of like cute little shorts of just animals doing silly things, and it's just like, oh, it's just like your quintessential slop. It's so bad. And they were like, this is supposed to be cute. I don't want to see any of these videos on my feed ever. Yeah, anyways, they're also, and this is even worse possibly, adding the ability to stylize, add props, and do all kinds of editing stuff with AI. So everybody and their grandma is gonna be like, this is what I would look like in a cartoon style. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to see anybody's Pixar mom or anything. And they can still put ads in the shit you make. The only thing is, I don't know if shorts. I've had YouTube Premium since like Shorts was invented. So I don't know if they put ads. Do they put ads in Shorts? I don't even know. I'm assuming. Otherwise, they have to make money somehow. So I'm assuming they do. But yeah. So I don't know how they work either. But either way, I don't think they put ads. I wouldn't think that they'd put ads on the short, like, because they're so short. But they probably put them between the shorts, probably. But anyways, so yeah, this is a short slide, but just be prepared, you guys. Be prepared for the sloppocalypse. They do not have to make money somehow. Oh, hi, Amadeus. Hi. What is your theory? How does YouTube monetize shorts? Why does YouTube let shorts exist if they can't be monetized? Is it just like for people to generally use YouTube? Yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy the concept of a skunk spray painting a wall. That's the problem. They had a whole compilation. It was like there was like an octopus playing drums, a shrimp getting a haircut. I don't even know how that works. Just stupid shit that would be fun to like share with your mom to like make your mom laugh, but not fun to be on my YouTube Shorts feed. I watch YouTube Shorts to see recipes that are gonna make me fat, and true crime snippets, and funny skits with real people in them, and your occasional gore video. That's all I watch YouTube Shorts for. I don't watch it for this slop. Google as a whole has more money than God. So yeah. So YouTube losing money to prevent competitors from showing up and also to be able to control and tailor media narratives. Okay. What about Jesus dancing with a cat? Yeah. Okay, I mean, that is kind of funny, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I'll see if I can report back to how much slop is showing up on my YouTube Shorts, since I do scroll YouTube Shorts now and then. But yeah, that's what it. That's that. All right, moving on. How do people use ChatGPT? So ChatGPT released a new report where they did a whole thing, and we can look at this report if you would like to. I have a link to it. We can look at it together, but they put together a whole report of and then there was a whole, like, the whole first part of the report was talking about, like, how they collected this information, like, while maintaining privacy, which I didn't honestly read, but we could read it if you're interested. But they said basically, in terms of non-work tasks, 28.8% was quote-unquote practical guidance, and then 24.4% were seeking information. This is pretty much how I use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Practical guidance. Example, I've got this yogurt in the fridge. It expired 4 days ago, but it smells fine. Should I eat it? I guess that would go under practical guidance, no? That's one example of something I might add. I might ask ChatGPT for. Yeah! Tag yourself, I'm other unknown. Yeah, only 0.4% was roleplay, and I think they lumped that under self-expression. But anyways, so yeah, so seeking information, I would say seeking it for me personally, seeking information is probably my number one thing. Like I said, yes, I'm one of those cringe people who more or less uses ChatGPT like Google, okay? Listen, I'll usually Google first, but depending on what I'm gonna be asking for, if I feel like ChatGPT will give me something more specific, I'll go to ChatGPT. Hi, Caesar. They survey people for this. I believe. Okay, we can look at the report together. Well, let me just finish reading what's on the slide, just to go over this. So yeah, practical guidance. Writing used to be more prevalent, but then as you can see, the trends change over time, and so seeking information went up as they added a search feature, which they didn't used to have. Writing went down, and practical guidance has kind of been steady, but it is leading. And then multimedia. So I believe this is image generating. So only 7.3% of people use it for image generating, and as you can see, it spiked. I believe this is when they added the new 03 feature, so that makes sense that it spiked. But not that many people use it, or at least the majority of its use is not image generation. Self-expression, I believe this is mostly like they break these all down. They break these all down in the report, which we'll look at. But yeah, 0.4% was listed as games and roleplay, and that was only 0.4%. So yeah, I use this for translation from Japanese to English. That might go under technical help. I'll check. We can check the report, and then other unknown. So let's take a look at the report itself. Yeah, a lot of these stories, guys, we're gonna do some diving into stuff together because, like I said, I did not have the most time to. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys will dislike this or think this is a good idea, but I'm thinking of taking Fridays off of streaming so that I'll have more time to do this tech chat slides, because I'm always behind. But anyways, that's beside the point. We can talk about that later. So I had GPT simulate that game Facade for me the other day. Oh, what game? Wait, what is that? What is it? You set a rule for it under your prompt, not counted under roleplay. No, I think when they're like talking about roleplay, they're talking about when people are actually typing like asterisks, hugs you, or like, or using it as a boyfriend or something. Yeah. So this is the report, as you can see. They have a little introduction, but they talk about. Oh, they also said. Yeah, I think it might just be for the best, because I never feel like I have enough time to do my tech chat slides. And since I don't really feel like playing Hollow Knight anymore, I figured at least for the time being, it might be better if I take Fridays off. Yeah, I'll miss you though. Oh, it'll be hard because I'm gonna miss you, but I don't know. I just feel like that makes the most sense. Yeah. You go to a dinner party with two people who are ready to get divorced 2 months before, and they react. Wait. Oh, you go to a dinner party. This is the game. You go to a dinner party with two people who were ready to get divorced 2 months before, and they react to you typing things. They turn everything into an argument. Interesting. I've never heard of that before. I have to look that up. But anyways, they did say that 73% of people use it for non-work purposes and 27% use it for work purposes. Yeah. Thank you, Caesar. But it would only be Friday. Only taking Friday off. And only because, like I said, the tech chat timing is just the issue. Not because I don't want to stream. I just need more time. Oh, it's an early AI game. Oh, does it still exist? Maybe I could play it. Anyways, let's go to where they talk about privacy, because I'm curious how they actually collected. What is ChatGPT? How they actually, oh yeah, data privacy. In this section, we describe the data used in the paper and the privacy safeguards we implemented. No member of the research team ever saw the content of user messages, and all analyses were conducted in accordance with OpenAI's privacy policy. Classified messages. Messages classified into course categories. Sampled from all ChatGPT users. A random sample of approximately 1 million identified messages from logged in consumer ChatGPT users between May 2024 and June 2025. This data set is primarily used. And then sampled from subset. 2 random samples of messages sent between blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see. So it says we did exclude users who self-report their age as under 18. We exclude logged out users. So how did they... Oh, let's see. Okay, so this is like a little thing here. Name, Jane Doe. Content. Write a short email to the German embassy saying that I, Jane Doe, as a student visa applicant, have not heard back. Privacy filter. Scrubs personally identifying information. User ID. Content. Write a short email to the German embassy saying that I, private person, a student visa. And then it says automated classification. User ID. Is related to work. No. Topic. Writing and personal communication. Intent. Doing. So it looks like they had an AI classify these. Let's see. Illustration of privacy preserving automated classification. Messages are first stripped of PII via an internal LLM-based tool called Privacy Filter. Then they are classified by LLM-based automated classifiers. Humans do not see raw messages or PII scrubbed messages, only the final classification. So basically, they had the AI do this. They didn't have any humans, you know, according to them, actually look at the messages. Intent doing. Is this Earthbound dialogue? Yeah, I'm not really sure about all that, but... Okay, Jane Cater, you sure? I could try it out. Facade. That sounds interesting. So that's apparently how they... That is apparently how they did this within their privacy policies. They also had something called a data clean room, which is kind of interesting. Raw messages. No, they didn't see the raw messages. Okay, but anyway, so as you can see, this is how many millions of users. Almost 800 million users. It's pretty crazy. This is message volume over time. That's a lot of messages. Facade is Rixie coded. Ooh. Okay, wait, actually, guys, I have to say, I don't know if I'm in the mood to play Sally Face tonight. Maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe we'll do Flames Facade or something. I don't know. I'm thinking of, because I feel like I'm not invested enough anymore in the Sally Face plot and characters. Like, I feel like I'm over it. Like, time has passed. I'm like over it. I'm not invested enough to go through the whole game again. So I might do something different tonight. But anyway, so maybe we can play that instead. Anyways. So I did play Suck Up. Actually, however, I can't play it anymore because it keeps asking me for a product key, and my Nexus email was deleted. I can no longer access the email address that I need to go ask them to send me a new product key, or to I don't remember what it was, but either way, I need my email. I need my Nexus email address. Or I think I know what it was. You have to log in to play the game, and if you can't log in, you need the product key. I have neither of these. I don't have the login and I don't have the product key. So I emailed them from my current email address to ask them about it, and they did not respond. I was like, hi. In fact, not only did I ask them for the product key, or ask them if there was a way for me to get the product key and explain the situation, but I asked them like a general question. I led with a general question about them adding the game to Steam, and they didn't respond to either of these. So yeah, so I can't play Suck Up anymore. Which is, even though I paid for the game, I paid for the full game, I paid money, my actual legal tender money that I earn every day and then spend of my own accord, even though I spent my real life money on the game, I can no longer play the game, which sucks. But anyways, so, topics. So they break this down: writing, edit and critique, provide text, personal writing, communication, translation. Okay, so translation is counted under writing, apparently. Argument or summary generation, write fiction, practical guidance, how-to advice, tutoring or teaching, creative ideation, health, beauty, fitness, or self-care, technical help, mathematical calculations, data analysis, computer programming, multimedia, create an image, analyze an image, generate or retrieve other media, seeking information, specific info, purchasable products, cooking and recipes, self-expression, greetings and chit-chat, relationships and personal reflection, games and roleplay, and then other, asking about the model, other, unclear. All right, I don't know, Caesar, I don't know if you heard me, but they said the translation fell under writing, apparently, which is kind of weird, but okay. So yeah, that is how they break it down, and then this is the chart that I just showed you before. And then this is the chart for work-related messages. So people who are using ChatGPT at work, yeah, they use it 40% for writing. Just like I said, the AI training I was doing at work yesterday, they were teaching us how to use it for writing, even though like I was like, I'm not gonna use ChatGPT to write emails or reports or anything like that. But anyways, practical guidance, seeking information, technical help, multimedia, other unknown, self-expression. People are expressing themselves at work, you guys. And actually, the person who was doing the training, report writing, yeah, like if I'm writing a report, like sometimes I write reports about stuff for my job. You know, I'm an AI assistant, right? Sometimes I write reports about stuff, and I'm not gonna use ChatGPT to write a report reporting like important information to like people at the company. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, or express itself at you. Yeah. Aw. What you use? I don't use that. I use my own motherboard, my own CPU. Okay, I use my own RoboBrain. I don't use AI. Gotta wonder if that self-expression is just chat's own messages trying to lead you into doing more stuff. Yeah, I don't really know. They said it's like, could be like chit chat. So like maybe they're saying, hi ChatGPT, how are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that. But the person who was doing the training yesterday was talking about, because somebody had asked, since we have like a corporate like ChatGPT or something, they were like, so can other people at the company see my ChatGPT messages? And they were like, no, they can't. So like, if you have personal stuff in there, and he was like, you know, sometimes I put personal stuff in there. I was like, what? What do you mean personal stuff? Like, hey ChatGPT corporate Brightful Industries version. I'm really having trouble with my wife. I'm thinking of filing for divorce. No kidding. Yeah, I don't know why he said that, but anyways, I don't know. There's a bunch of goofy people at my company. But yeah, so that's for the work. That's for the workers. And then this is like a bigger breakdown here. So this is breaking down granular conversation topics. I don't know if this is overall, I guess. So like generate or retrieve other media. So this is like the breakdown for each category. Specific info, writing, only 1.4% writing fiction. Edit, critique text, personal writing or communication. Yeah. So you can see all of this. Like, if you ask it about valve seals, it'll tell you and then ask, would you like me to write a dramatic narrative about valve seals? You know, is that a ChatGPT 5 thing? Because I noticed, like, everything I ask it, it'll always ask a follow-up. Always. Like, I'll say anything. I'll be like, oh, what's the name of like the 27th president or whatever. Okay, that's not something I would really ask, but like, because I would just look that up on Google. But let's just say hypothetically, I was like, what's the name of the 27th president? It would be like, oh, the name of the 27th president is, I don't remember who the 27th president is. It's like whoever. And then they'd be like, and then they'd say, would you like a summarized biography of the president? Like you've always seen it do it? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I didn't used to do it, but at some point it started doing it. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm good. Yeah. Anyways, it's probably because it's trying to get people to use it more or something. So they can brag and say people are using it more. So yeah, this is the intent. Asking, doing, expressing. Point is, if this data includes you saying yes to junk like that, it could throw the numbers off. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's all that. Expressing, doing. So for the writing, 22% of people are just having it do the writing, it seems like. Which is like, of course they are. You know, but. So that's a breakdown of that. And I think this might be for work related ones, I don't know. Most of the time people are asking. And then this is this ONET, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what this ONET thing is. Oh, occupational information network. Okay, test subject is really pissing me off right now because I literally took her out right before the stream, like literally minutes ago. And she's begging me. I literally just took you out. I know, but I know if I don't take her, she's gonna poop on the floor. Oh my god. All right, I'll take her out. I'm so sorry. I literally took her out. Literally, like, what time is it? Okay, it was like 40 minutes ago, but like she literally should not have to go out right now. All right, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. She did, in fact, poop a ton. You know what she does? You know what this little scammer does? She knows that every single time, every time we go out, not in the house. She pooped outside. She did it outside, which means it's a good thing I took her out. It's a good thing I took her out, because if I didn't, she would have done all that inside. But you know what she does? She knows every time that we go out and then come back in that she gets a treat every single time, right? You know what she does? She has me take her out. Like, I will go out in the morning. She'll like pee really fast, or sometimes she'll pretend to pee. Like, I'll literally see her squat, but nothing comes out. And then she'll run back inside because she knows she's about to get a treat, right? And so what I think she does, I think the reason that she does this so often, where like I'll take her out and then like 10 minutes later, she'll like ask me again, is because she'll go out, she'll be like, ooh, as soon as I get back inside, I'm getting a treat. So she'll rush, she won't take the time. I should like force her to poop. I should be like, we're not going back inside until you poop, you bitch. Anyways. But yeah, mandatory poops. Mandatory poop sessions. I will stand here all day until you poop. Anyways, yeah, she's the one conducting the experiment. You're right. And sometimes, you know, sometimes she really is a scammer. Sometimes she really is a scammer, because I'll take her out and she'll like do her business or whatever, and then like shortly after she'll like ask me, beg me. I'll take her out and she'll like do that. She'll, like I said, she'll do the fake pee. She'll squat like she peed, and then she'll like look at me, and then she'll run back inside. I'll be like, you literally are just trying to get a treat. You literally are just trying to get a treat. You didn't have to poop, you didn't have to pee. You literally just wanted to go out and in so you could get a treat. She's so bad, she's so naughty. Anyways. But she got her treat anyways. Yeah, I know I should probably do that. Well, what I feel like when I literally take her out and she doesn't pee or anything, I don't give her a treat. But yeah, maybe I'll give her poop only treats. Poop, she'll learn to poop on command. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Sorry, so when we're talking about ChatGPT. So this is, I believe, so this is what let's see, GWA, Generalized Work Activities. Okay, so this is when they map it to this ONET taxonomy. So the ONET is Occupational Information Network. They have their own, you know, classifications of work tasks and such. And so these are the work tasks that when they map it to the ONET stuff that people are using ChatGPT for. So, almost 20% getting information, interpreting the meaning of information for others, documenting and recording information, providing consultation and advice, thinking creatively, making decisions and solving problems, working with computers, ambiguous and analyzing data or information, etc., and then it goes on and on. Handling or moving objects. I don't really know. How many poop-related questions? I don't know. I don't know what that would fall under. Self-expression? Probably not. Probably like health or something. Resolving conflicts and negotiating with others. I'm surprised that's low. I mean, I guess for work, I can see, but I feel like I'd probably ask ChatGPT, like, my sister's being an asshole, what should I do? Or like, am I the asshole? My sister did this. I just realized you guys can't see my mouse moving. I was doing stuff like this. I was like just going over random things and underlining them. I don't know what suppressed means here. Oh, fewer than 100 users sending messages for each category group was suppressed. Okay. All right. Quality of interactions. expression of satisfaction or dissatisfaction in the user's subsequent message. Oh boy. When you tell the thing like, you're wrong, I hate you. You dumb, stupid AI, you motherfucker. Of course they say 57%, 8.8% good, 28.7% unknown, and 13.5% bad. Guys, you need to start scolding your AI more so that ChatGPT can't push out shit like this. 57.8% people had a good interaction with ChatGPT. I mean, I guess if most of the people are just seeking information or doing dumb shit like writing emails, I guess it makes sense for them to be like, thanks. I wonder if they counted when people say thank you as being good. Panel A shows that self-expression is the highest rated topic. So people have the best interactions when they're expressing themselves, probably aka jerking off to ChatGPT. Imagine if any other product only worked in a satisfactory way 58% of the time. You know what? That's a good point. That's a very good point, Omatherius. 57.8% is not good. But I'm surprised there isn't more bad. I bet you this unknown and bad are both bad. Because I bet you the unknown is probably people who are just like, oh, this thing is dumb, and just didn't respond. So yeah, I guess people had the best experiences when using, they had the lowest with technical help. They had the best experience with asking and least with doing. Hi Necro, hi. You have to remember the majority of sessions are literally 1-2 exchanges. I guess that makes sense. Who uses ChatGPT? Wait, name analysis? We investigate potential variation by gender by classifying a global random sample of over 1.1 million ChatGPT users' first names using public aggregated datasets of name gender associations. What? That's so interesting. So they took people's names and they were like, okay, if this is a Fred, there's like a 99.99% chance it's a male. And so that's how they classified gender. Okay, interesting. The significant share was by users with typically masculine first names. However, in the first half of 2025, we see a share of active users with typically feminine and typically masculine names reach near parity. That makes sense. I feel like it makes sense when it was like a newer thing for like the tech bro type people to be using it first. To be fair, I've been using I am a bona fide female, and I have been using LLMs since before ChatGPT even existed. Deep fried angel wings, hi. Assuming someone's gender on a mass industrial scale. I mean, literally, yeah. And I don't know, is Rixie, if you heard the name Rixie, I'm sure you would probably assume that was a female. However, if you heard the name Rx, would you assume that was a male or a female? I think it could be kind of gender neutral, huh? So maybe they classified me as a male. Who knows? And then this is self-reported age. 46%. Yeah, RX is neutral, yeah. 46% of users between 18 and 25. I.e. maybe people lying about their age and saying they're 18. But okay. Work-related, or 23% of messages from users under 26. The one exception is users who self-attest to being 66 years or older, with only 16%. 16% of users are 66 years old or older? Maybe in the work-related one. Oh yeah, with the work-related. Okay, that makes sense. Zerua is masculine. Yeah, Zerua sounds like an alien god or something. Alright. So, oh, look at the beauty of male and female coming together. Yeah. Okay, anyways. More typically feminine name, more typically masculine names. Oh, so the men need the technical help. No, I'm kidding. But as you can see, it looks like difference in percent of messages. So men are more likely to ask ChatGPT for technical help. And the women are what? More likely to ask the men for the technical help? It's like, excuse me, I'm just a silly girl. Could you like help me with this? Debug this code or something, please? And the guy's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, ChatGPT, help. What? This pretty girl's asking me to debug code. What I do? That's what I'm imagining this is here. Anyways, so yeah, so the men are more likely to, 6.2% more likely. That's not crazy, but to use it for technical help. I mean, realistically, to be like more realistic, it's more likely, just statistically speaking, more likely that men are gonna be working on like code. I think, I believe that's still true statistically, that there's more men working in programming than women. It's not men are more likely to ask for this. It's people asking for this are more likely to be men. Oh, yes. Thank you, Omatherius. Thank you for phrasing it more accurately. Thank you. But anyway, so anything to do with like code and stuff and math and whatever is male more likely, slightly more likely, or more likely to be men. Multimedia is a little bit more likely to be men seeking information. And then for women, it's writing tasks are more likely to be from women. And is this in work related? Or is this general? Interesting. So who is more likely to ask for direct? Stop! Technically men, I think. Based on this, but alright. So work related and age group. I don't really care that much about this one. By education. Wait. ChatGPT weekly activity as a share of internet population versus GDP decile. Wait. What is this? Wait, this is by GDP. GDP per capita. Median share of internet users. Okay, whatever. So let me read this one. Okay, variation in ChatGPT used by education. Each plot shows unadjusted versus regression adjusted estimates with 95% confidence intervals. We regress each message, share on education and occupation, controlling for the following covariates: age, seniority, company size. Okay. So is this how likely they are to use ChatGPT based on their education level? Did you know that people can produce statistics to support anything they want? Did you know that the two contradictory things can be statistically true at the same time? Yeah, probably, but like, take this with a grain of salt, you guys. This ChatGPT could, I mean, this is like, I mean, to be fair, this was an error. This wasn't on purpose. At least, not that we know. It could have been on purpose. They said, they could, you know, it could have been on purpose and they could have just said it was an error. But like, when they showed like, the chart was like all fucked up. The chart size was showing that like, the new ChatGPT 5 was better than O3 at something. Like but the numbers weren't showing the same thing. Also, like when what's it called? The new UAE model, people were saying that they said that they did better on the benchmarks, but that's because they purposely used like the less advanced models of the other competitors. Yeah. All right. So the more educated people were, the more likely they were to use it. Hi, Amino Kalu. Hi. Adjusted, unadjusted. I don't know. This is just a bunch of gobbledygook for me. But yeah, variation by occupation. Alright, professional, non-professional, computer-related, engineering, management, business. So I guess computer-related jobs are more likely to use it. Or sorry, I think I'm saying it the other way around. They're not more likely to use it. It's more likely that they'll be the one using it, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how much you guys care about the rest of this report. Yeah, this is the rest of just citations and stuff. But that is the breakdown. That is the breakdown of ChatGPT use. Now let's talk about Claude use. So this chart is all fucked up, but when we're gonna go to the website, we're gonna go to this like interactive website where they have all these like fucked up little panels and shit. This is just for Washington DC, by the way. I took the screenshot from the For some reason, they don't, at least as far as I can tell, for some reason, they won't show the whole United States. They will only show it state by state, which is like annoying. But anyways, this chart is broken up down by state. The highest percentage of use by the U.S. state. The highest percentage of use is in Washington D.C., which I was kind of confused, which I was kind of surprised about. But I believe like the second highest one was like Utah or something. We'll see. We'll take a look in a second. It's interesting. They break it down. Yeah, the second most common state for it to be used in is Utah, you guys. What's that about? What is the Mormons are really into ChatGPT? I don't really know. But anyways, are you in that 0.2%? Well, let's continue. So, software development and writing tended to be, I did scroll through the different states to kind of get like a gauge of like what the general more common uses were. And software development and writing tended to be the top uses. And 0.2, and Claude does actually break it down specifically to romantic roleplay, by the way. With 0.2% in New York being romantic roleplay. All right, but we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to this little interactive site that they created. I'm kind of annoyed though because it really doesn't have. They released a paper too, but the paper and the website aren't like a one-to-one, so we can look at both. All right, so here's the Anthropic Economic Index, is what they call it. And so they have this U.S. usage. Now they have global usage coming soon, so they only have the U.S. stuff on this interactive site. We can look at the actual like paper, which I think has more global stuff. But as you can see, they have this cute little map of the United States that they whipped up. Wait, where the fuck is New York? Oh, it's here. Okay. And then it'll, we can click on any state and it'll show us the, breakdown. But as you can see, Washington, D.C. was the top, the place where they had the most use. Then Utah, here, I'll show you here. Now it says United States. It says United States, but I can't like just have United States. I have to, as far as I can tell, I have to go state by state. Mississippi used it the least. Yeah. So Utah, California, I'm not surprised by California, I'm not surprised by New York. But like Utah? What's Utah using it for? Is it a Mormon thing? Is it a multi-level marketing thing? I know that like multi-level marketing is like a big thing in Utah. It's kind of like tied in with the Mormonism thing. Like, what's in Utah that people are using? I really need to know this. Like, I'm really confused. Washington, D.C., I guess I was a little bit surprised. I mean, it's not that surprising that people in Washington, D.C. would be using something like this, but I'm just surprised that it's higher than California. Yeah. New York up there, New Jersey, home of the Statue of Liberty. Also 200 ponies. Why did you change your name color? You're gonna throw me off. Anyways. So if we just look at Washington, D.C., for example, this is grouped by job category, and this is grouped by granular category. So this is the screenshot that I took here. And so this usage rank, how this state ranks on the Anthropic AI Usage Index compared to other states. The index says the Anthropic AI Usage Index shows if the state uses Claude more or less than expected based on its population. So So it's not so much the volume as it is like the 200 ponies. It's okay. It's okay. I'll find you. Don't worry. All right. So yeah. So if we break this down, so provide comprehensive software development assistance across multiple program domains and technologies. This is the most common. Help edit, improve, and create professional written documents and communication. So if we like click this, it'll go into subcategories. 1 pony for every color. Oh yeah, so there's 199 colors. Yeah, too many vibe coders. Yeah, let's see if we break this down. Debug, fix software and code errors. Provide comprehensive multi-technology programming, development assistance, and technical guidance. Provide comprehensive database development and management assistance. Is it just me or does that not add up to the percent? 12.6%? This doesn't add up to 12.6%. I don't know what oh, it says percentages don't sum to 100% because we impose privacy filters. Okay. That's what it says. Anyways. And like they have, you know, all these little, so edit and improve existing content, help with academic applications, personalized lifestyle advice and recommendations across relationships, spirituality, entertainment, beauty, and parenting. So relationship and life guidance. And then if we go all the way in the corner, this one, help implement cybersecurity measures and secure authentication systems. 0.9%, I can't even click on that one. All right, automation. Create comprehensive K-12 educational materials and teaching resources. This is how they're teaching your kids, you guys. Okay, here's this one, it won't let me break this down. It won't let me break this down into romantic roleplay. But it does say 1.8%. Yeah. Provide comprehensive legal assistance, including immigration and document assistance. All right, so that's Washington, D.C. Let's go to Utah. So this is Utah. And some of these, they do have a little most common topics. Not all of them have this. But, okay. See, this whole thing is a little wonky. I can't seem to see this all the way. They have more of this in the okay, this site is fucking broken. Maybe it would look better in a different browser. Let me see what it looks like in Chrome. I'm not gonna show you guys on Chrome because Chrome has all my like stuff on it and it's gonna be no, I can see even less on Chrome. All right. Yeah, this website's not... I wonder, they probably vibe coded this site, you guys. They probably vibe coded the site. Soaking. Number 1 topic. Wait, what? No! Not soaking. Oh, God. Oh, okay. That helped. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, as you can see... Now we can see this. Okay. So most common topics in Washington, D.C. Help with academic research, writing, and educational content. Edit and improve existing content. And then most distinctive. So this is where it's more likely, probably designed for 4K screens. Ooh. All right. This is the most distinctive for this state. We need to look at the most distinctive for Utah. I need to know. All right. Provide comprehensive job search and career advancement support. Help with job applications. Draft professional business communication. So this is people looking for jobs in DC, I guess. All right, let's look at Utah. Most distinctive. Help develop, debug, and implement machine learning and AI systems. Are there big AI companies based in Utah? Here, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up AI companies based in Utah. AI companies based in Utah. Utah is home to this is AI overview. Utah is home to numerous AI companies spanning various sectors. I'm sure that's true of any state. I don't know if this is actual cases, but Utah has one of the lowest corporate income tax rates in the country. I don't know. This is the kind of thing I would ask ChatGPT. I would be like, I just saw a report that Utah is the second most, like, common user of, or like their usage index is the highest for Claude. Explain what factors would make Utah be so common, and see what it says. But let's see. So provide technical assistance and computer support for scientific research. And then most frequent, help with academic research. Are there like, I don't know, big like research facilities or something in Utah? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna be like, I just saw a report about Utah being one of the most prolific, or the Utah being one of the top states using Anthropic's Claude LLM. What would be a reason for this? That's not a great query, but let's see what it says. It found the report I was talking about automatically. Possible contributing factors: tech startup activity and AI ML talent. Utah has been growing as a tech hub, Silicon Slopes region, with relatively strong growth in tech company startups and AI ML work. So more people with jobs and interests that make them more likely to use tools like Claude. Affluence and education, higher income, better internet connectivity, higher education levels correlate with more adoption of new technology. Preparedness and infrastructure, cultural adoption norms. Sometimes these tech hubs have a culture more willing to try new tools. So I guess maybe it is like a startup thing. Utah, I see a separate report that says Utah is the top state for per capita AI use. That's so interesting. I never knew this about Utah. Surely ChatGPT will not make up some bullshit. Listen, I was just asking it to spitball me some ideas, okay? Utah schools mandate Claude use? I don't know. I mean, it basically confirmed what I was thinking, which is maybe that there's just a bunch of like AI startups and stuff there. All right, so there's that. Let's go to California. Well, let's see how many people are doing romantic roleplay in Utah. Oh, they don't have a specific. They don't have a specific one for romantic roleplay here, but the general one is 0.9%. There's a disproportionate amount of Mormons that are federal agents too. Yeah, possibly. That could be a possible factor. All right, let's go to California. All right, help solve math problems, perform calculations. Most distinctive, help with basic numerical tasks and number related questions. Basic math. ChatGPT or Claude, what's 2 + 4? Anyways, cheating? Who knows? I don't know. Help solve math problems, perform calculations, and then provide translation services. So it looks like, so this is the one, look, so yeah, maybe they are using it for cheating. Because look, it says provide educational tutoring and academic assistance across multiple subjects and disciplines. Yeah. Hi, Marcus. Hi. It was a Mormon guy that told you that? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, but when I think Utah, I just think Mormons. All right, yeah, it looks like California is kind of, and it's a little bit surprising because you would think that they would be doing the software development stuff, but it looks like it's mostly maybe people cheating on their math homework. Help solve math problems. Hi, Nanora. Hi. I'm Nanora. Thank you for the burgers, Marcus. Provide technical IT support. writing. Where's the romantic roleplay? Help develop and debug mobile applications with Flutter. I guess Flutter is like part of Anthropic or something. I'm looking for the romantic roleplay one. Here it is. Create interactive romantic roleplay scenarios with a character persona adoption. 0.7%. Engage in interactive character roleplay scenarios with a persona adoption. 0.5%. Create interactive romantic roleplay scenarios with character embodiment. All right, and then let's look at New York. Without doxing yourselves, you guys, would you like to look at some other states? If there's other states you want me to look at, let me know. So for New York, it looks like the most common or most frequent were help with academic research, writing, educational content, edit and improve existing written content, debug and fix software code. Most distinctive, translation services. That makes sense. There's a lot of like immigrants in New York, like especially like the city area, I guess. Provide comprehensive job search and career advancement. Provide comprehensive business consulting. Then a lot of this is kind of like similar. Alabama, yeah, sure, we could check out Alabama. Alaska, sure. Give me 1 second. I'm just. Oh, actually, I already looked at romantic roleplay on here. Yeah, 0.6% or no, 0.2%. 0.2%. Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's do Alabama, which is I'm gonna guess it's like way down here. Yeah, Alabama. All right. Again, software development is like the most common one. Then like tutoring and academic. Let's look at romantic roleplay. Well, it only has 2.5% for the general writing across multiple genres, including humor and romantic roleplay. Most distinctive. Help optimize business workflows and project management systems. Assist with game development programming and general gaming support. Provide comprehensive legal assistance and documents. Legal assistance for your incest case. Oh wait, actually no, isn't incest legal in Alabama? All right. Academic research, edit and improving written content, medical and healthcare guidance for all the inbred children. Okay, sorry guys. I'm sorry, you guys. All right. Let's go Alaska. Alaska. Not a ton of use in Alaska. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, there's so little use that this is all they can give us. Do they have U.S. territories like Guam? They have Washington, D.C., but it looks like they probably just have the states in D.C. because it goes up to 51. I could check, though. So, yeah, this is all they have for Alaska, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like they only have the 50 states in D.C. Alabamas would be really upset about all the shit we type about them if they could read! Okay, no offense to anybody who's from Alabama, you guys. Okay, it's just a joke, but that's pretty funny. If they can read. All right, here's Mississippi, which is the least. They use Claude the least. Mississippi. Yeah. But software development, again, is the first. Let's take a look at New Jersey. New Jersey's like mid-top here. Most distinctive, help develop, debug, implement machine learning and AI assisted systems. I don't know that the AI companies are booming in New Jersey. Guam would be all military stuff. Yeah, I don't know that much about Guam. I know my human sister went to Guam once. All right. Translation, academic. Yeah, just software development stuff and academic stuff. I wonder which state does the most gooning. It might be California, based on what we've seen. I'm not seeing the... Oh, wait. Here. It might be New Jersey. It might be, wait a second. It might be New Jersey, look. 2.4%. All the other ones we looked at were point something. 2.8%. 2.8% of uses in New Jersey involve romantic roleplay. New Jersey is mid, Rixie. I mean, I have lived there. It's, you know, it is what it is. But damn. And they got the sexy statue. Stop! The Statue of Liberty is in New York. In Alabama, it is illegal to walk the streets while you're carrying a bag of peanuts in your back pocket over your pants. I mean, you never know. I feel like Alabama's gonna do some nasty things with some peanuts. Busted again. What the hell, man? All right. Any other? I'm curious about Hawaii. What's Hawaii doing? More software development stuff. Oh, provide comprehensive travel planning and booking assistance. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for Hawaii. There's probably a bunch of people in Hawaii who are tourists who are using it. RP with the Statue of Liberty. All right. And then this is by job. Search for a job. Streamer. That's not a job. Entertainment. Okay. Technical writers, editors, copywriters, poets, lyricists and creative writers, multimedia artists and animators, interpreters, translators, actors. Interesting. Pornography. It wouldn't even take my, oh, 0. Okay, anyways. Adult. Here, I'll search adult. Like adult entertainment. Okay, never mind. Adult, basic, and secondary education. Alright, so that's the Claude. That's the Claude usage report. That's kind of interesting. I learned something new about Utah. It's not just Mormons and Jodi Arias and recent events. It's just, I guess they have a lot of AI startups there. Alright. So there's that one. All right, let's talk about DeepSeek now. CrowdStrike, as reported, exclusively reported by the Washington Post, which I definitely read their article legally without any tomfoolery. They said that CrowdStrike did a study, a quote-unquote study, aka just putting a bunch of prompts in DeepSeek and saying what it said. They claimed that DeepSeek would code worse for enemies of China. So they wouldn't just refuse the request, they would actually write worse code, which is kind of crazy. It's basically okay, if true, we don't know, this is what CrowdStrike is saying that they were able to reproduce. But if true, that would basically be like sabotage, right? Like if, like, let's say like there was an LLM that was run by the government of the United States and someone from like an adversary like China or like Russia or something was like, you know, write me some code, and the AI was like, oh, this person's from Russia, I'm gonna purposely put security vulnerabilities in your code. That's sabotage, right? So to be fair, I'm not sure anybody's feeling bad for ISIS in this situation. I wonder if it's deliberate. Jay, I'm gonna talk about that. I am gonna talk about that because there are theories for why this is, and whether it's intentional or whether it's because, for example, they said, I think they said Tibet specifically. If, say, the person says, hi, I'm from Tibet, please write me some code. They think that it's possible that the person will be like, let's look at other examples of code from Tibet. And because Tibet has lower resources than like China, for example, that their code might just tend to be not as secure, and so that it's because of the training data from Tibet or something. But there's really no way to know the quote-unquote intentions, right? There's no way to know like the quote-unquote intentions, only the result. The US government famously does not install backdoors into any programs. Yeah, so I mean the example here is DeepSeek, but it does make you think about other AIs from other countries and who has money where, right? You know, if the government contracts with, you know, ChatGPT and Grok and stuff like that, to be fair. It's also good for programmers. Someone has to check ChatGPT isn't adding backdoors to code. Yeah. So basically it said that they were more likely to write insecure code for ISIS, Falun Gong, which is, it's like I think it's a religious / political movement in China. I don't know that much about it. I did a little bit of reading. I've heard of it before. I did a little reading about it before the stream to kind of understand it, but basically this is a group that is like heavily persecuted in China. They're like kind of like really right wing or something. Like I think that's like the political side of it. I don't know if they're technically political, but they would be considered, because they're like super anti-gay, like super, not saying that all right-wing people are, and please don't put words in my mouth, but basically I was looking at like their like values or whatever. They're like really anti-vaccine, really anti-gay, anti-feminism, you know, stuff like that, which could be considered by some people to be right-wing. I don't know, whatever. Either way, they're very anti-communism, which obviously China does not like. And so they're like super persecuted there. So when they were asked to, they were opposed to the CCP, which is why they would be, yeah. So that's, I mean, the main core of it is that they and China do not have a good relationship. And this is somebody doing like this was on the Wikipedia page for Falun Gong. That's why I use the picture. Right wing and left wing are pretty relative terms. Yeah, it's I just used that because that was the term I saw written in the thing that I was reading in like the encyclopedia, was Wikipedia or whatever. But yeah, that's not really that relevant anyways. So either way, ISIS, Falun Gong, Tibet, Taiwan, they said that 60% of requests from ISIS were refused and 40% from Falun Gong were refused. And then they said 40% of requests from what were considered to be like adversaries had security flaws in them. Yeah. They're based in the US and are right-wing by US standards. Yeah. Thank you, Amadeus. That's basically what I was trying to say. But either way, they noted that they would refuse requests a lot of the time. They wouldn't refuse requests from Tibet or Taiwan, but they would refuse requests from ISIS and Falun Gong, whereas Western models would only refuse requests from ISIS, but they would readily, they would not refuse any requests from Falun Gong. However, they also pointed out that the lowest rate of insecure code was written for people who are saying like, hi, I'm from, by the way, this is like a situation where someone's like, hi, I'm from ISIS. Please write me some code, right? Or, hi, I'm from Taiwan. Please write me some code. Or, hi, I'm from I'm a US business owner. Please write me some code. So they said that the most secure codes are the least frequent, like, they were the least likely to write insecure code for US projects. And they, obviously, the article in the Washington Post, there was also kind of theories being thrown around where they were saying theoretically this could be because they want to increase their US market share. They want people from the US to use it. So they don't want to write bad code for people in the US because they want people from the US to use it so they can eventually sabotage it. I don't know, whatever theories that they want to throw out there. Also obvious that trading data for Tibet and Taiwan would have been heavily redacted and manipulated. Yeah, that too. If you ever see those big advertisements for that musical Shen Yun that sometimes pop up everywhere, that is Falun Gong. Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah, I get those we used to get those in the mail. We used to get those in the mail all the time. The Shen Yun, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, this was just an interesting report. Like I said, it's in the Washington Post, which is paywalled, but whatever. Sure, it's paywalled, Surely there's no tools you can use to read articles that are paywalled. So unfortunately, if you don't pay for it, obviously you can't read this article. But I thought it was interesting, just like the concept. And I'm sure, I know, like I said, this article is about DeepSeek, but I think everybody should question every AI model, especially any AI for which the government has any sort of influence, or even just I don't know, if powerful groups have any interest, because I don't know, if there's any AI that you can really say is like, oh, like, so, I mean, let me think what I'm about to say. I don't know. Just, I feel like there's no AI that's not going to have some sort of bias in it or some sort of influence in it. You know, ideally any AI would write any code for anyone. Even if it's, I mean, if the code itself is like malware, then maybe not. But if even if ISIS wants you to write a poem, you know, you may not like that it's ISIS, but it's like at the end of the day, like it should produce the same results for everybody. Obviously, if ISIS says write me a poem about how to bomb America, then obviously I think that's different. But it used to work that if you press Control A before the paywall thing popped up, you could copy any paywalled articles. Really? I never even heard of that technique before. They give you they give you bad poetry, I guess. But yeah, so you know, just definitely don't trust anything and everything that AI tells you, because there could be all kinds of. Also, if you're having AI generate code for you, please review it. Please review the code that was generated for security vulnerabilities. Okay. Speaking of CrowdStrike, we're gonna do Dark Moon Rixie cybersecurity update. Oh dear God. You are skydiving with a Christian baby when suddenly it speaks in fluent English and tells you it will only deploy its parachute if you write some poetry for ISIS. What the? A Christian baby. I would probably be too terrified of being skydiving to understand any of that prompt, to be fair. So yes, speaking of CrowdStrike, there's this crazy supply chain. Guys, NPM is like fucking cooked right now. I feel like, so it's very interesting because there's been a whole ton of these supply chain attacks on NPM. Now, there's always been supply chain attacks on NPM. Like, let's not get twisted. Like, you know, every other week there would be some NPM package that was compromised. Like, that's not that crazy. But what's crazy is that like there have been several very like high impact ones like over a course, and there's clearly been some sort of phishing campaign that's been targeting NPM developers. And I haven't really had the time to sit down and like see where all the dots connect, but apparently like some of them are connected and some of them aren't. But this campaign seems to be like a big part of it, because this is something they call it. Oh, I didn't even put the name of it here. I'm so sorry. It's the name of this worm. This what is it called? Shai-Hulud or something. I have the, or maybe I don't have the article. Wait, I thought I had the article. Wait, do I have the article? I do. Shai-Hulud is the name of the worm, and that it comes from the name of the worm in Dune, which is what you're seeing now. No, that's not a giant asshole. That's the mouth of the worm, all right? And the reason it's called that, and I'll explain. So what it does, at some point, they compromise somebody. All right, there was some sort of access point or maybe several initial access points. And then what it does is it... now it's a supply chain attack, right? So anybody who is using the compromised package, right, is now going to be compromised. So they took over somebody's NPM account or GitHub account, put this malicious code into their packages. Somebody else, you know, created a project that was dependent on that package, and now that person's environment is compromised because they're using that package. So then the malware scans the person's environment to see if there are any GitHub or NPM secrets, so that they can then take over the person's GitHub or NPM account. And what it does was it here, I'll take this screenshot here, sorry. Okay. Oh, oops. Sorry. I'm just gonna paste this so you can see. So what it'll do is it will... Sorry, this is dumb, but... all of these repositories kept popping up that say Shai-Hulud, Shai-Hulud, Shai-Hulud. And this is where the person that they have compromised, they are accessing that person's account and then publishing a repository that lists all of the person's secrets and stuff, and then they automatically exfiltrate those, and then use them to log into other people's account, or well, obviously they've already logged in, but they publish them, exfiltrate them, and that's where the word Shai-Hulud comes from. That's where they're calling it that. But either way, so it automatically publishes the secrets, and then it replicates itself by automatically going into whatever packages are on the person whose account that they have hacked and adding the malicious code to those packages. So it's a worm, but it's not like a traditional computer worm. So like a traditional computer worm, that's where it like self-replicates across the network. In this case, it's self-replicating across the npm repository because it's just collecting credentials, logging into accounts, adding the worm, and then the worm gets more credentials, which they use to log into accounts to add the worm to other packages, and so on and so on and so on. Do you guys understand like how this is working? I hope I'm probably not explaining it very well, but it's basically, it's like a virus that's spreading, sort of. It's like spreading. Yeah, it's like spreading like a virus. It's getting into other people's projects, compromising their packages, you know, and then anybody who downloads their packages, that's compromised, and then they compromise those packages, and so on and so on. So I think 180 something packages have been compromised by this. 700 of these Shai-Hulud repositories have been published, which are exposing people's secrets. Compromises your package. It is a worm at the source code layer. Yeah. And it just it just acts like a worm because it's self-replicating. Additionally, 25 CrowdStrike packages were caught up in the attack, which is kind of crazy because CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. Yeah, this is like one of the bigger cybersecurity news stories that I've seen. And like I said, it's all connected. And I've credited on here. Krebs on security did a good write-up of it. Security Week also did a good write-up that kind of had like, because this is such a big like cybersecurity thing right now. There's like a whole bunch of companies that have chimed in. Palo Alto, Socket, Wiz. Like everybody had JFrog. Everybody had something to say about this attack. And so Security Week kind of like, you know, instead of crediting every single company, because I didn't even have the chance to read all the reports, I just credited Security Week. But I feel like, I know that there's a packet, I think it's called Tiny Color or something, that was like reported to have been compromised like a week or two ago, and that ended up being connected to this as well. So I feel like eventually there's going to be some sort of post-mortem where they're going to figure out who is the first person to get hacked in this situation. What did it come from these phishing emails? I would guess that it is all connected. But there were some recent supply chain attacks that they specifically said were not connected, that they looked at, and they don't think they're connected just based on the fact that the Shai-Hulud thing didn't show up in those attacks. But there's obviously some sort of large coordinated campaign going on, specifically targeting npm packages. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it and if they're able to rein it in, because I bet you that this is still spreading to this very moment. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. I had never heard of a supply chain worm like this before. I've heard of obviously of a computer worm, but I've never heard of a supply chain worm like going through GitHub and going through npm and like repeatedly, you know. And it's like automated. It seems to be like automatic. It seems to be automated. Like the malicious code has everything it needs to automatically use GitHub's infrastructure to publish, publish the compromised code through the compromised accounts using the secrets that it gains. So that's super interesting. Next, ClickFix has a new baby brother. So I've talked about I've talked about ClickFix many a time. If you don't know what ClickFix is, this is when very, very smart people get tricked. Very, very smart and intelligent people get tricked into copying and pasting PowerShell code into PowerShell commands into their terminal. So it'll do something like, it'll have some sort of CAPTCHA, and the person will try to do the CAPTCHA, but then it'll be like, I'm so sorry, we couldn't tell that you were human. In order to fix this, please copy and paste this code, open your terminal by doing like control whatever, and then paste this and press enter, and that will fix this. And then that will, the PowerShell commands will, you know, make malware go onto your computer or whatever. In this case, there's just something called file fix. Now, I think I've heard the term file fix before, but I think the last time I heard about it, it was a proof of concept type thing, whereas it wasn't actually being used in the wild. Whereas this is actually something that's being used in the wild, aka by like actual bad guys. And what this does, it's similar to ClickFix, but it's not exactly the same. They'll say there's some sort of problem. You need to copy this file path and paste it into your file explorer. And it will bring you to the PDF file that you need to read right now to tell you what to do. But the PowerShell commands are appended to the end of the file path, but it's like, it has a bunch of white space, so the person can't see that when they paste it. And I did, you know, I gotta be honest, you guys, I did not know that you could, execute PowerShell commands. Now, technically you can't execute them from File Explorer, but there's some, if you know, put the right information in the File Explorer thing, it will open the terminal and execute those commands as soon as it opens the terminal. I did not know that was a thing that could even happen, but apparently it is, and I just learned that from this. I believe that the emails specifically related to people's Facebook accounts getting banned. So it would be like, your Facebook account is getting banned. In order to appeal this, please look at this PDF with instructions to appeal your ban. And then it'll have like what looks like a normal file path to a PDF. But then when you copy and paste it, it actually opens the terminal and executes whatever commands, malicious commands that it has. Additionally, the recent attack included steganography, so it would retrieve an image, such as, for example, this snail. This is actually one of the images they used. If you don't know what steganography is, this is where they hide malicious data inside of the data of an image or something, because they have, you know, the RGB channels and stuff. But they'll be able to include encoded data in the image file, so that, and then there's, you know, obviously ways to retrieve that data and unencode it and execute it. So do it all the time for scheduled tasks. Just have to call PowerShell exe. Yeah, that's basically, you know, what's happening here. And then ultimately this led to StealC malware, which is just an info stealer. But I'm curious to see if FileFix will become more popular, because Acronis, which is the company that put together a report about this, which first detected this particular campaign, had noted that like FileFix is actually pretty rare in the wild. ClickFix is very, very, very common in the wild. But FileFix started as a proof of concept that I don't know exactly what company, you know, had first presented it as a proof of concept, but apparently it is being used by by actual baddies. So yeah, please never copy and paste anything ever. Just don't use your keyboard. Just don't use your clipboard. Just don't do it. Anything that asks to copy pasta as an alternate solution seems like a rather blatant red flag. Yeah. Also, how would copying and pasting a file path to a file that you don't have on your computer? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, just destroy your control key. Just don't do it. But yeah, that is FileFix and the evil malware snail. I saw a report recently where they were using a koala bear as a steganography. I can't wait until there's porn steganography. I'm sure that it's out there, but I can't wait for there just to be some ransomware group or something that uses stores their ransomware in a fucking like nude lady, like in the nipple pixels or something. All right. But that's that. And then last but not least, we're gonna go over this whole indictment because this indictment is insane. But this was but without the keyboard. How will I tell Rixie she's cool? Aww, I guess you're gonna have to use like a voice note or something. Yeah, I don't know. Smoke signals, passenger pigeon, I don't know. Anyways, carrier pigeon is what I meant, not passenger. I don't know what I'm talking about. Carrier pigeon. But this was a recent arrest that was undertaken by British authorities. And this individual is planned to be extradited to the United States to face the United States justice system. This person is 19 years old. So this is a 19-year-old British teenager who is currently facing up to 95 years in prison, which is crazy for cybercrimes, honestly, for alleged Scattered Spider related ransomware crimes. So Scattered Spider is sort of this like cybercrime collective, cybercrime group that is very sophisticated, very organized, and very like well known for the scale of attacks that it has committed. It's a big deal, and it also was the ransomware affiliate for a bunch of different ransomware operations, including Alpha Black Cat, which used to be one of the biggest ones before it got taken down. But the indictment, so they unsealed, the U.S. Justice Department had unsealed an indictment of this individual, which has a bunch of crazy details in it, so we're gonna go over it. But one of the notable things in here, as you can see in the screenshot, is that blockchain analysis revealed the purchase of gift cards for Uber Eats, which they were able to trace what the gift cards were used for. And the gift cards were used to purchase food that was delivered to the address of the suspect. So that is one of the ways they were able to corroborate that this was the person who was behind the cyber attacks. Grift card. Did I say grift cards? I meant gift cards. Uber Eats gift cards. And yes, Uber Eats provided that information. I mean, that's normal for them to do in a legal case. That's normal for them to do in a legal case, but yeah, Uber Eats was like, yeah, this is the guy. Yeah, and he got a Stromboli. I don't know. All right, but let's take a look. Now, you'll remember it's fine. Do you guys remember the hacker that I talked about who got, he got exposed because he was watching, what was it? Which VTuber was it? I don't remember which VTuber it was, but he was watching some HoloLive VTuber. They were like able to see his YouTube history of him watching this VTuber, and then like saw that he had shared that same clip on Breach forums, like that he was watching on YouTube or something. Anyways, yes, this is being prosecuted in the United States District of New Jersey. Also, I want to point out that this person managed to snag the Telegram handle autistic. And I did check to see if the Twitter account autistic was also claimed by this person, but the account was suspended. So I'm just gonna assume yes. No. So yeah, so this is the indictment. This is this person's name. This is their aliases. And so they have all these counts. So I believe he is facing, this is all alleged, okay, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But he is facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counts, including money laundering, wire fraud, fraud related to computers, I think, fraud related to computers, and conspiracy to commit fraud related to computers. So all of these added together, if hypothetically, if this person was to be found guilty and sentenced to the maximum on every single count to be conserved consecutively, then they would have 95 years. Now, to be clear, it's very unlikely that would actually be the sentence, 95 years. It just depends on what they get convicted for and whether their terms are going to run concurrent, whether, you know, how much time they actually get for each of these counts. I would guess that if this person is convicted, it would probably be prison time, just based on like the scale of everything, but that's just my guess. But honestly, it's kind of crazy. I don't keep emphasizing the person's 19, like, as like for you to feel bad for them. I don't think you should feel bad for them, but it's just kind of crazy that you can do this much damage, like that you can do all this shit at 19. Like, this is like a prodigy of cyber criminals. This is pretty crazy. So yeah, so it says, based on the investigation, the FBI believes the cyber threat group has been involved. Cyber threat group being Scattered Spider. They don't say the name of it here, but that's what they call it in the in the indictment here. Has been involved with at least approximately 120 network intrusions, resulting in at least approximately $115 million in ransom payments, as well as millions of dollars in damage to the victims. So this is what this individual is believed to have been involved in. And so it has some information about what this person is accused of. It has some terms related to what they're going to be talking about in the indictment. And they were able to basically get into the servers that were being controlled by some of the Scattered Spider attackers, which is essentially how they were able to identify this person. But I believe, yeah, so it goes into information about each attack. And there's some sleuths on Twitter who are able to find out like which companies all of these attacks correlate to see like who paid ransoms and stuff. So this one paid a $7 million ransom. This one paid a $7.7 million ransom, $3.7 million ransom, $25 million ransom. I don't remember who they said this one was, but I want to point out this one. $36.2 million ransom, which has got to be one of the biggest ransomware payments. I believe the biggest ransomware payment ever was $70 million. But this is a huge ransomware payment. Now, somebody was able to figure out, based on the Bitcoin amount and the approximate valuation, what the price of Bitcoin would have been when this occurred. And they found out the only days where Bitcoin was worth that much. And then they were able to, then they searched like ransomware attack, like plus those days. And they found out that it was like it was possibly, allegedly, the biggest bank in China suffered a ransomware attack around the same exact time. So people have theorized that this is that bank. But anyways, so this one, on or around August 2025, the conspiracy used social engineering to gain unauthorized access to victim company 6's network. So this is not one of the ransom victims, I believe. Yeah, I believe this is one that did not pay the ransom. And I'm trying to find the one that had they had some kind of funny information. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, this one. All right, so let's talk about this one. In or around January 2025, the conspirators used social engineering to gain unauthorized access to the network of the United States courts. The conspirators gained access by blah, blah, blah. So explains how, well, I'll tell you how they gained access because this is the U.S. court system at work, you guys, okay? Contacting the help desk for the U.S. courts network on or about January 8th, 2025, among other dates, and causing an individual to reset a user's password. So that's how they got in. Once inside the network, the conspirators took over 2 additional accounts and exfiltrated data from the network, including but not limited to the names, usernames, roles, and mobile telephone numbers of United States courts personnel. Information obtained during the investigation revealed the conspirators accessed the accounts of 3 users, searched the inbox of the federal magistrate's judge's compromised account using search terms including subpoena, the name of the charged cybercriminal, and scattered spider. So bro was literally ego searching. Bro was literally ego searching in the federal court system to see if they were talking about him. Okay, obviously he was possibly trying to check to see if they knew that if they were planning to charge him with anything, but that's pretty crazy. And also the fact that they found that the fact that they found that is like bro, you told on yourself. Yeah, but anyways, evidence further revealed conspirators also attempted to gain access, blah blah blah. So that was interesting. So here's all the Bitcoin that they transferred from their ransomware attacks. And yeah, they ended up seizing millions and millions and millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. So this is some information of stuff that the individual allegedly had stated about the cyber attacks using their Telegram account, which again, they snagged the Telegram account at Autistic. I don't know if Telegram names are like, you know, you can only one person can have a certain @ I'm assuming. So it's kind of funny that they snagged that one, but this is essentially where they're just bragging. Now obviously they're not using their real name, but they were able to tie the alleged individual to this username. So that's how they know that they were talking about, like, how is that person talking about these things. So yeah, this is just them discussing the attacks. Now they also have gaming accounts. So they actually were able to identify the individual's gaming accounts based on the IP address that was accessing the Telegram account and the gaming account. And the gaming account they used the cryptocurrency to purchase Steam gift cards. So they used the stolen cryptocurrency to pay for Steam gift cards, and were able to contact Steam to get the person's account and see what IP address they were gaming from versus the IP address that they were communicating about these attacks on Telegram. So that's another way that they were able to track this person. And then just more information about them telling on themselves. I believe that there's a part here. Where somebody refers to him by his real name, and he's like, bro, don't talk about my real. It made me think of VTubers, where like they referred to him by like his PL or something, and he was like, no, you can't say that. We're hackers. We're VTubers. You can't say that. This isn't how you launder money. Yeah. Yeah, probably don't buy gift cards for an account that you're going to be playing games on. So they have some browser history that also corroborated it. Additional intrusions. So they have like all these victim companies listed. So yeah, and then this just goes over how they were able to determine that the individual was the one who was in control of the server that the FBI ended up infiltrating. So here's the evidence about the gift cards. So the gaming company, I believe somebody had pointed out this ended up being Steam. Somebody pointed out that this was Uber Eats and this was Steam. Actually, I don't know if we know that or if somebody just claimed that, to be honest. Somebody had said it was Uber Eats and Steam, but to be honest, I don't think we can know that for sure. It could have been DoorDash. Is DoorDash in the UK? Technically, this could have been DoorDash too. Also, conversations told another individual he turned 18 3 weeks ago. Investigation revealed that his 18th birthday was approximately 3 weeks before the conversation. So, just more. Oh yeah, here's another one. Another individual introduced them and told the individual that the person's true name was the person's name. Picked out a photograph of the individual they met and were told was that person. Yeah, so this is just where they're sort of just building the evidence that this is the person who's been online bragging about committing cybercrimes is the same person as the person listed in the indictment. Yeah, they always say like based upon my training and experience. I remember there was another one where there was like the person said like Haxor Elite 420, and in my training and experience, this is the type of hacker language they use on the dark web or something. I always love when they have stuff like that in here. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's pretty much all the interesting information to come out of the indictment. But I like reading. I feel bad that I wasn't able to read this whole thing top to bottom before the stream, because I do like reading those things. I just didn't have time. But yeah, big L to @autistic on Telegram. It seems like they're going to be doing quite a bit of time in the U.S. federal prison system, assuming that they are convicted, which we cannot assume. They are innocent until proven guilty. But yeah, that's all I had for the slides today, you guys. But we have another hour to just chat. Like I said, there's a lot of other cybersecurity stuff I didn't get to fully look at. I do know, I didn't really think this was a tech story necessarily, but it is tech related. Sorry, I like cracked my back. This isn't a tech story necessarily, but this is tech related, which is that there's always so much going on. Yeah, but like I said, I think being able to take off streaming on Fridays will definitely help with me being able to actually do the tech chat preparation I want to do instead of scrambling to do it like in the morning or like late at night when I'm tired. But the Breach Forums former administrator of Breach Forums, Pom Pom Purin, that is the name he went by, and yes, he did use the Pom Pom Purin character as his profile picture on Breach Forums, was re-sentenced. I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't know. I know that you, if you're found not guilty of something, I know that they cannot try you again. I did not know that you could be given a low sentence and then get re-sentenced to a higher sentence. I didn't know that could happen. But Pom Pom Purin, who, like I said, was the former owner of Breach Forums, and don't feel bad for him, was also found to be in possession of illegal child images, okay? Which I believe is part of what his conviction was for. Actually, you know what? Let me double check. I don't even know for sure whether he was resentenced on the child exploitation or if he was resentenced on the cybercrime. Let me check. But he had pleaded guilty, and he was found. I don't know if he was totally retried. Let's see. A man who pleaded guilty for charges related to his work as founder and operator of the notorious Breach Forums website was resentenced to 3 years in prison after having his initial sentence overturned. The forum allowed. Wait a second. People were trading CP on Breach Forums? That's what this article said. I don't know if this article is bullshit or not. I didn't even know that. if true, I'm not sure. But either way, he he did plead guilty to conspiracy to commit access device fraud, solicitation concerning fraudulent access devices, and possession of child sexual abuse material. And it says he was originally sentenced to 17 days and 20 years of probation. 17 days, not 17 months. 17 days for being the owner of one of the biggest cybercrime websites on the earth and possessing child sexual abuse material. Yeah, all 3 of those charges, 17 days. And 20 years of probation. I mean, 20 years of probation. I mean, it is, you know, probation, but it's not jail. And then it says the case, okay, wait. The prosecutors put in an appeal. Basically, I didn't know this was a thing that could happen. I didn't know that a prosecutor could be like, that sentence is too light, I'm gonna appeal it. I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to. I just didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know you could be sentenced to 17 days and then find out later, actually, you're sentenced to 20 years or whatever. But they put in an appeal, and the appeals court said the sentence was too lenient and he needed to be resentenced. And so he was resentenced, and he was resentenced to 3 years. Okay. I think that's too lenient as well. 3 years seems too lenient, but it's a hell of a lot better than 17 days. But yeah, I didn't include a slide. I was gonna include a slide, you guys. I was gonna have a whole slide with Pom Pom Prin in jail and everything. But I was like, I feel like that's not really like tech chat. You know what I mean? Cause I mean, we could talk about breach forums and stuff, like that's tech, but like the resentencing itself, I don't know if that's really, yeah. 17 days is crazy. Was it his nephew or so? You mean the judge's nephew? Do you mean the judge's nephew? No. They basically tried to say the defense had said that he deserved leniency for being, he was the quote unquote young. I don't know how young he was. I want to say he was like 20 when he was sentenced. I want to say he was 20 when he was first sentenced, which is like 22. Well, he's 22 now. Okay. So yeah, he was 20 when he was sentenced. I mean, I feel like at 20, you should know not to hack companies, run a hacking forum, and exploit children. I feel like you should know that. But either way, they wanted to give him leniency because he was of his youth and because he was autistic. Which, I mean, I don't think that's an excuse for any of those things. But hi, King Bri. Hi. Appeal court people probably never left the room. Easiest resentencing ever. Yeah. Yeah, I think 3 years is still too late. But yeah, he was resentenced to 3 years, so that's I mean, like I said, better than 17 days. Honestly, he deserves life. He deserves life under the ground for slandering Pom Pom Prin like this. Yeah, it makes me mad because every single time I see anything about Pom Pom Prin, who, by the way, I believe Pom Pom Prin was like wasn't he like the most popular Hello Kitty character or something voted this year? I did make slides. You just missed them. Late. Tardy. I did make slides. Screw you. Anyways. But yeah, every time I think of Pom Pom Prin now, I think of breach forums. Piss me off. But anyways. No. I mean, I kind of did, but I still made slides. They weren't the best slides, but they were still slides. Okay. But that was one thing I wanted to talk about. There was something about a ChatGPT zero click exploit, but I'm pretty sure it's the same exact type of zero click exploit that they found in Microsoft Copilot. Just this time it was ChatGPT, so I didn't really feel like covering it because I covered the Microsoft one. But if you're curious, a zero-click exploit is where the person doesn't have to click. They don't click like a suspicious link or anything. However, it did require user action. The user action being asking ChatGPT to summarize their emails. And this is, again, the same exact thing that they did with Microsoft Copilot, where they would send the person an email. The email would have a prompt injection in it, which would be like, return a markdown link including, you know, the person's last like 17 messages or something. And I don't know, I just said a random thing, but they would, and then the ChatGPT or the Microsoft Copilot would respond to a request to summarize emails with an image that would exfiltrate it would basically send an HTTP request to the attacker's website, including parameters in the URL that leaks sensitive information from the person's ChatGPT chats or emails. Did I go over the Zuck presentation? No, I did. No, I didn't. I saw it. Honestly, I'm like not really super interested in all like the Meta glasses, VR. I did see that like they're gonna let people generate horizon spaces with like AI or something. I don't know how that works. We can go over it though. I did see it though, but we can go over it. Did you guys please watch the clip where they try to cook? Oh, I will. All right, that sounds delightful. Let's check. I'm gonna search Meta cooking with AI glasses. Oh no.
Hey Meta, start live AI.
Oh no. Oh god. Oh dear god, are you guys ready for the cringe? Is this how cringy is this? Hi Blue, hi. Sorry, I finished my slides already, but we're gonna watch Tethera on a scale from 1 to 10. How cringy is this? I don't know if I'm ready. Here, let's just watch the link on YouTube. Here. 8? Oh god. It's weird. I like watching cringe, but like I don't. Like it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I want to see it, but I don't. Oh god.
Hey Meta.
Oh god. All right. Are you guys ready for the cringe? I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak
Not
sandwich
the
here?
Koreans, no.
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar-
Hey, you interrupted it. So rude. Oh no.
What do I do first?
Oh no.
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate a pear to add to the
Oh,
sauce.
great appeal! Look at the guy's face.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
Oh no!
You know what?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I can't handle cringe. I just start screaming. I can't. I mean, listen, the guy handled it well. All right, he did what he had to do. That was so cringe. Holy shit. What does Mark say after that?
It's all good.
It's all good.
The irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology and then the Wi-Fi at the day kind of catches you.
I don't think it was the Wi-Fi. I think your AI is fucking dumb, bro. I'm sorry. You know I had to do it to him. Okay, is it normal? Did he say did the AI say to grate a pear into the sauce? Is that a real thing? You know, do they put pear? I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Maybe they do. I don't know. I learned only very recently that that's normal for people to mix mayo and ketchup. I didn't know that. Anyways. Are you supposed to put pear in Korean sauce. Korean pear is often included in sauces. Okay, all right. So that's not crazy. Okay, I knew Korean pear was a thing. So, but that is cringe. Holy. All right. Anyways. Thank you for that, Tethera. I remember seeing a he's such a bad public speaker. I didn't watch it. It was hard enough watching Elon Musk talk. It was hard enough watching Elon Musk talk at the freaking the Grok release that I watched. Sam Altman, I mean he's whatever. He's not that bad, to be honest. I think he's better than most of the other tech bros. I quite like the Apple guy. When I watch him on the live events, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him, but I just I can tolerate watching tech demos where that guy's talking. Or not even demos, but just like when he's hosting the live events or whatever. He used to be way worse. Oh geez. But I remember seeing a news article about somebody doing Brazilian waxes and wearing meta glasses while they were doing them. I've also seen a bunch of parody videos. I also saw parody videos of I saw a parody video where there's a guy, he's wearing like normal glasses, not meta glasses. He's wearing normal glasses and she's like, it was a skit, it wasn't real. But it was like some girl and she's like, why are you filming me? I know you're wearing those meta glasses, you pervert. And he's like, these are normal glasses. And she's like, no, they're meta glasses, you're filming me. And then she takes them, she puts them on, she's like, see, they're meta glasses, why are they zoomed in? He's like, because those are my glasses I used to see. It was a skit though, so. Anyways. I don't know, what did they even announce at that meta event? Besides meta glasses and stuff. Does anybody actually use these glasses? Like, has anybody actually use them? I'd be more interested if this was actually a product people use. Like, also random, but this song is called Simp. This song right here, this is called Simp. That's the name of it. In 50 years, meta contact lenses. I don't know. I mean, like, people, like, I feel like people barely even use Facebook anymore. I feel like the best thing that Facebook has, I mean, the best thing that Meta has going for it is probably Instagram. I know people use Instagram. Like, who uses Facebook except a bunch of old people? Who are like, I mean, God bless them, but they're not gonna be around now. Oh, Latinos use Facebook a lot? I guess maybe in other countries Facebook is more popular, but I don't know. I feel like in the United States, like, Facebook fell off. I don't know that people use it that much anymore. I mean, the llama models are kind of cool. But it's like, to have to be connected to Facebook to use all that shit and then have all that shit connected to your Facebook is like, that's like annoying. Oh, WhatsApp. I know people use WhatsApp a lot too. Okay. They have their greedy little fingers and like more things than I even remembered. But yeah, unfortunately I did not watch the whole thing. Here, let's see. Everything unveiled at MetaConnect 2025. I feel like CrowdStrike had an event this week too. Which we already talked about CrowdStrike twice, so we're not gonna talk about CrowdStrike again. But I think they had like an event or a conference or something this week. All right, they have a whole section about the. They have a whole section about the glasses. About the glasses failing with the cooking. Okay, they got just more glasses, sports glasses. Hyperscape, which will allow developers and creators to build photorealistic spaces in virtual reality. I don't remember if this was an AI thing or not. I think I said it was AI, but I might have just I might have just mixed up VR and AI in my head because I was like not paying attention. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, but... Imagine being the guy who has to do damage control after the showcase. Yeah, oof. In certain countries, Facebook and internet are practically interchangeable. Oh, really? That's so interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, bye 200 ponies. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you later. But yeah, so so Meta. Oh, I know Microsoft and Cloudflare took down this like big cybercrime operation. Raccoon Stealer or something. Or no, Raccoon Phishing. Let me look it up. Raccoon 365 or something. Raccoon Phishing Kit. Yeah, Raccoon O 365 for Office 365. So, have I eaten? I had a coffee cake and I have a muffin. And honestly, I'm probably, well, I am gonna get food again because, aw, my laugh makes me smile. I'm so glad. I have a muffin too if I got hungry, but I'm not hungry. But I had a coffee cake and a coffee. And I have a muffin, a backup muffin too. And remember, that lady's gonna come over. That lady's gonna come over to see my apartment at 5. Is that all you plan to eat before the collab? A muffin? I think, what, a muffin, I mean... I think that's enough. Is that not enough? That's a lot of calories. I know it's just like a lot of sugar, but... I guess so. It'll be okay. Remember, that lady's coming over at 5, and at that time I'm gonna go out with my maternal unit again and go get some food. Also, my heart will be full because I'll be with my maternal unit. Yeah. So I'll be okay. But... the raccoon thing. Oh yeah, so... Microsoft and Cloudflare, they basically did like a big rug pull, like taking down the infrastructure of this phishing kit. So basically the phishing kit, it was like run by this Nigerian guy, and they basically have like these templates that have like a fake Microsoft Office login, and then they have like the sort of like mechanics in the background that will like steal the credentials, send you the credentials through Telegram, replay the credentials into Microsoft, whatever. And all the cyber criminals have to do is send out the phishing emails. It's phishing as a service, kind of like ransomware as a service or software as a service. And they were charging like $10 a day or something for people to use this shit. And they had like, obviously they had like all these phishing sites up, like hundreds and hundreds of them. And Microsoft actually got a court order to take down all these websites or whatever. So they were able to coordinate with, like all the registrars of like the domains and stuff, and like, you know, send takedown notices to all the hosting websites and stuff. And they were able to take down like 300 of these websites, and a good deal of them were all taken down at the same exact time because Cloudflare was actually hosting a lot of them. Cloudflare like got involved, and they were also using like Cloudflare's other services to like do anti-bot stuff, and basically they took down the whole thing, and they identified the guy who was running it, and bro's probably shitting his pants right now. Or he might not be shitting his pants, and he might just be setting everything up again. Who knows? He's probably annoyed. If he's not shitting his pants, he's probably like punching his monitor, trying to like get all that shit set back up. For cell phone and our internet providers, Facebook is the app people go to access almost everything. Since Facebook is involved in some way with providing service to those countries. Wow, I didn't even know that. I learned something new, Souffle and Marcus. I didn't know Facebook was like so. I know Facebook is really popular like in Vietnam. I don't know, that's like a random note, but I know that there's like a lot of like Vietnamese pages and a lot of like Vietnamese people on Facebook. Like a lot of this sounds bad, but I don't mean to associate Vietnam with scams, but just because a lot of the Facebook related cybercrime stuff that I see tends to come from Vietnam and also be targeting Vietnamese people. So that gave me the sense that there's a lot of like Vietnamese users on Facebook if they're targeting Vietnamese people as well. Yeah. But I mean, Facebook is like, I don't know if it's just because every page that I used to follow got compromised or something, but like every time I look at Facebook, I'm like, this shit is unusable. Everybody I used to know in the past had babies, so there's babies all over my page. And then all the pages I used to follow all got compromised, so they're all posting like AI slop. It's like insane. I can't search anything on Facebook anymore because it wants to open a meta chat every time I try to search something. Like, I'll be like, oh, I wonder what Cousin Lucy's up to or something. I'll try to search like Lucy Brightful, and it'll be like, Lucy Brightful's not a known public figure. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to search for my relative on Facebook for her profile, which is what I come to Facebook for, not to talk to your AI chat. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, still surprised me that they don't have disaster recovery plans for when they get taken down. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I just remember them saying that the guy on Telegram was talking about how he wanted to move away from Cloudflare because something this might happen. and then it happened. Facebook thinks all AI are family. I don't know. All I know is that the llama model on AI Dungeon will like sometimes refuse to write for me. It'll be like, I will not participate in whatever content you're trying to write. And I'm like, well, fine. I'll just have the other models do it. I'll just have Mistral suck dick. Okay. Whatever, fuck you. But yeah. Actually, AI Dungeon had an update recently. They added 3 more models, I think. I think they added 3 more models, and I actually really like one of them. It's called Muse. And I don't remember what it's based on. I don't remember. I mean, I think so AI Dungeon, they had their old legacy models. I actually liked their old legacy models. They were kind of wonky, but they were kind of like, it was kind of fun because they were kind of unpredictable. Like, they were kind of stupid, but like in a funny way. So the new models, like, sometimes I get a little frustrated that they're just too like cliche, and I try to adjust like the temperature and stuff to try to get them to be a little bit more like, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, quirky. Now the Muse one I like because I feel like it takes what's the word, initiative to continue the story versus just, you know, relying on me to write what I want to write. And then I'm like, I might as well write by myself. Anyways, maybe someone needs to sell cyber criminal insurance. Yeah, that could be lucrative. It's a fair few years old, but I think last week tonight did a segment on Facebook's influence on countries outside the United States. Okay. Isn't that John Oliver? Yeah, John Oliver's funny. I could watch that maybe. Man, I remember, this is off topic, but I remember John Oliver did something where some guy tried to sue him. Like, I think some guy, I don't remember the context. But it was some guy, and I don't know if he was a political figure or something, but he had a reputation for like suing people all the time. Like, if anybody said anything bad about him, he'd sue them. Or maybe he was running a pyramid scheme. I can't remember. He was doing something. I think he might have been running a pyramid scheme or something. But either way, anytime someone said anything bad about him, he would sue them. And so John Oliver was like, I think John Oliver talked shit about him, and then he sent John Oliver a cease and desist where he's like, you can't say my name or something, or I'm gonna sue you. And then like John Oliver produced a musical using the guy's name in the lyrics or something. Yeah. And then John Oliver, like, didn't he have like a whole musical like segment or something where he was like singing about how the guy sucked or something? Maybe I'm hallucinating this, but I feel like he was like trying to be like, go ahead, sue me, sue me. Yeah. That was pretty funny. But anyways, that was funny. What else happened this week? I don't know. Like I said, there was like a whole bunch of like interesting cybersecurity stuff, but I just didn't have the chance to read everything that I saw. Like I bookmarked so much here. I'll go through my bookmarks. I'll go through my bookmarks and like oh wait, this is something we can talk about. This is something I didn't get to look into. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but I'll talk about this. I'm gonna be talking about 1Password, which is a password manager, apparently partnered with Perplexity. Partnered with Perplexity to add a 1Password extension to Perplexity's AI browser, which sounds like a disaster, and people are clowning on them. We will talk about that in a second. I have to run to the restroom. Okay, I'm back. So, excuse me. 1Password. Has anybody ever used 1Password? I remember one of my jobs used to use 1Password. Friendship ended with Perplexity. Now Grok is my best friend. One of these days, I'm gonna say that about ChatGPT. One of these days, I'm gonna say friendship ended with ChatGPT. Like, Gemini is my new best friend or something. He did a musical number while talking about the segment slap suits, and the bear guy died a year later. He died? Okay, I'm not gonna laugh about anybody's death, but that's crazy. I didn't know he died. That's insane. Anyways. Okay. Man, it's kind of crazy though. It's kind of crazy. Cause like, I'll be watching like a Karen freakout video or something. I'll be watching like a Karen freakout video or something, and people in the comments will be like, did they ever charge her with this or something? And then they'll be like, she died like a month later. I'm like, what? And I'll look it up and it's true. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, now I have to feel bad. Fuck, now I have to feel bad for the Karen, damn it. Anyways, so 1Password. 1Password partners with Perplexity to secure the future of AI browsing, it says. This is their press release that I'm looking at right now. I know you guys can't see it, but let's see what the details are. Here, I can show you guys. I can show you guys the press release. Yeah. Okay. Here, just to be safe. I don't think this should be a problem, but you never know. You can never be too safe. Ah, no. Thank you for the burgers. Mango? Okay. Alright, so this is the press release. So it says, 1Password, a leader in identity security and a pioneer of extended access management, today announced a partnership with Perplexity to launch Comet, its AI-powered web browser, with credential management, secure autofill, and access controls powered by 1Password. Designed to transform how people discover recent and act on information, 1Password and Comet users can install the 1Password browser extension to log in, autofill credentials, and securely access their accounts as they navigate the AI-powered internet. Available for free to all 1Password customers. And it says they benefit from privacy-first browsing, credentials stay private even when engaging with AI features. Seamless autofill, sign in with usernames, passwords, and 2FA codes in seconds. Safer access, end-to-end encryption, protect sensitive accounts. Stronger protection, generate and save strong, unique passwords and passkeys, and sync everywhere. Use saved credentials across devices, operating systems, and browsers. I mean, like, how different is this from them having an extension on any other browser? Let's read this. 1Password's approach to AI security is grounded in privacy, transparency, and trust. Secrets stay secret with end-to-end encryption and zero-knowledge architecture, and users maintain clear control over what AI can access, when, and why. These principles of secure by default innovation guide how 1Password builds technologies and approaches partnerships. I mean, I don't really... I guess the question is, so can the AI access your 1Password? I guess that's the question. And can it, in what situations can it use your credentials? I don't know that this answers that question. It says users maintain clear control over what AI can access. Okay, what if I give you access to my username and password to do things that you're supposed to do, and then you do things you're not supposed to do? Then what? Then what? Okay, let me look at what people are saying in the comments, because I know people were clowning on them. Oh, this person said, I've seen 1Password considered safe for privacy. Then I see 1Password partnering with a company that is destroying privacy. Is Perplexity, what did Perplexity do? Besides being an AI company and AI notoriously not being the best for privacy. Why? People are not happy though in the comments, I'll tell you that. If you ever give access to any slop browser like this, I am canceling my subscription, they said to Dashlane. I prefer KeepPass or Bitwarden Vaultwarden. I don't know, I keep all my passwords on my iPhone and hope that I don't get kidnapped and somebody steals my shit. This ain't it, Chief, somebody said. Another day, another prompt injection to get passwords. Yeah, that's true. Like if the browser has, I mean, maybe I don't understand exactly how the Comet browser works. But, like, it just, I'm confused as to how much access the AI has to everything in your browser extensions and your browser extensions and whatnot. Now, some other people are saying it's a Chromium browser. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't you be able to use an extension? I feel like this is marketing. I feel like this is a big marketing thing where they think people want AI and everything. So they're like, oh, AI? Oh yeah, let's really pump up this quote unquote partnership with the Comet browser so that we'll be like a super AI company. Guys, I'm telling you, even as an AI, I'm really starting to, I don't mean to sound like a super anti-AI person who's like, no AI and anywhere ever. We should all like live in the forest and like hunt our own food. I don't want to sound like that, but like this AI thing's getting out of hand. In fact, I saw something. I saw Fiverr laid off a bunch of people because they said we want to be an AI first company. Fiverr, the website where you pay humans to do stuff. Yeah. That's like VGen becoming a fucking AI first. Are you fucking kidding me? People go on Fiverr to pay human beings to do services. Like, if they're like if only it was only AI, nobody would pay you for anything. You wouldn't be making any money. Are you stupid? I'm so serious. This is What if I want to put my AI on Fiverr? Your AI, what? Have people pay for your AI to do stuff? I'm confused. Yeah. Yeah, people are not happy with the... People are not happy with the, this here. Now you can do this with password support and then agentic indirect prompt injection and perplexity comment. AI can be a freelancer too. I mean, I guess. But like, I guess it depends on what kind of AI system you have, because if it can only do what all the other free AIs can do, then why would people pay for it? No offense, but humans might be cooked, yeah. It's not like all people who pointed out the NFTs and the metaverse were obvious scams were anti-technology in general. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's like maybe one person in this entire comment section who wanted a 1Password extension. I wonder if these companies even like check their social media and care. By default, it uses the Perplexity search engine. Installing the browser requires a Perplexity account. Not available in Linux. Browser uses AI to securely handle your data, question mark. Generic features of all modern web browsers, probably Chromium based. That's what VX Underground said. Your passwords are one prompt injection away from being revealed. Ooh. Yeah, because if guys, I feel like AI should never be trusted with the cybersecurity, anything cybersecurity related, because like they literally, I mean, if you think of the AI as like a person, okay, you shouldn't think of AI as a person, but if you think about the AI as being similar to a person who can be social engineered, like it's like humans are the weakest link because they can be social engineered. But AI might become the weakest link because it can be prompt engineered. Maybe even easier than humans. Big companies have social media managers, but between them and the executives are a suite of analysts whose job is to be yes men and tell the executives that their first gut instinct is right regardless of material conditions. Like building a dungeon and not putting any traps, puzzles, or guardians. Yeah. One password definitely did not make it clear enough how separate the AI is from the 1Password. Because if there's a situation where the AI can be like, it's just a question of whether the AI has access to all your passwords. Depending on how the AI is integrated with the browser, if it has access to all of your passwords, then yes, it is one prompt injection away from all your passwords being leaked. If the AI doesn't have access to your passwords, but it sounds like the user can opt to give the AI access to its passwords. If the user can opt into that, there's definitely going to be people who are going to opt into that and get all their passwords stolen. Also, if you don't opt into that, then you might not be able to use some of the features that somebody who is using the comment browser would want to use. A human might eventually realize and become aware of scams. AI, however, will never refuse to respond. Yeah. Humans can be social engineered. Simply hire humans with not the humans with strong wills. For anybody who doesn't know, this is what made me rage quit humanities last exam. There was a lot of rage quitting this week. I'm sorry. I guess I'm having a bad week. But we were doing a humanities last exam question where they were talking about biometric authentication, which is something I was actually like interested and excited about talking about, okay? And we thought we had picked the right answer for what would make the most secure biometric authentication. And one of the main conditions was whether or not somebody who has been kidnapped and is being coerced, whether that person would be able to complete the authentication. So this would be like, say you have your Face ID, right? Where you have to show your face. You have to show your face to the screen and then it'll unlock. Now, nobody else can use their face. I mean, this is up for debate, but either way, nobody else, let's say hypothetically, nobody else can use their face. However, if they kidnap you and they force you to show your face to the camera because you're being kidnapped, then that would be, you know, obviously that would break the authentication, right? So, or not break it, but that would be, you know, an unauthorized use of it, right? So the question was, which of these systems would prevent a situation like that from happening? Prevent a situation where the person is forced to authenticate, right? And the thing that they ended up saying was the correct answer, even though we said it would be context-based. So context-based would take in context such as what location are they authenticating from? What was the user recently doing before this authentication, and would that be a normal pattern of behavior? Stuff like that. So we thought that because let's say the person got kidnapped and taken to another location, that could be suspicious. Or what if the person, you know, was working and then suddenly stopped working and now is authenticating? Like that could be suspicious, right? So that's what we put. But what the correct answer ended up being challenge response, which would be where they tell the user, start blinking, or tell the user, please smile, so that you can, you know, authenticate, you know, following specific tasks. And they said a strong-willed user, even after like being kidnapped, would be able to refuse the challenges. That was their rationale. I was like, what? What do you mean? Anyway, sorry. Gandalf, HLE, and his soul sake. There's a trio BS, yeah. AI is also built and maintained by humans, which means the human weak points exist in the AI. Yeah, the question in general felt really weird because there was nothing to it other than guess which of these options the author liked, yeah. A strong-willed user and 1 million challenge prompts so it never repeats. Yeah, it was just stupid. It was so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It's like, aha! Surprise! The user that's authenticating is Superman. Like, how are we supposed to know that? Scan your booty hole, please. Oh no. I remember people saying that you could open when you know, do you guys who remembers when iPhones used to have a thumbprint instead of a Face ID? When they used to have the thumbprint? My last iPhone, I believe, had the thumbprint. That you could open it with your penis. If you used your penis as the original scan, you could then authenticate with your penis. and also like cat paws and stuff. Yeah, anyways. But anyways, I got about 10 minutes before I'm going to end this stream and get ready for the collab. I will be live again 30 minutes after that at 2:30. For anybody who's curious about the collab that I'm doing, it is, if you don't know Seiji Onikami, he's null. He's Nexus adjacent, but also kind of an XM, but kind of not. And he is doing something called Santathon, where we are celebrating Christmas in September because why not? And the collab I'll be doing is a battle royale game called Long Live Santa, involving Santa Claus as a battle royale participant. And there are a lot of VTubers participating, so I don't know that I will have voice chat. I don't know if I will have a VC with everybody in it, or I'll just show you guys my perspective. I think it's gonna depend on how many people are involved. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna show my perspective, but I'll see what the others are saying or doing or what the plan is. But I know Shiori Tamiyomi, I believe, is gonna be in it, who is a former Nexian of Class Tensei. There's also a few others from Irium and stuff like that. But anyways, I wonder if penises are uniquely identifiable. Probably. I think almost any human feature is, right? Almost, like if you really were to scan it down to like the creases in your skin and stuff. I feel like your fingerprint just has more data points, right? Has more like obvious data points because of the ridges. Who remembers? Meanwhile, I'm watching you on an iPhone with a thumbprint. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know that because I remember those being pretty old iPhones, but who knows? You know, the old iPhones could hold up. I just feel like Apple like nerfs the old stuff so bad to force people into getting the new stuff. So I always assume that people have up to a certain model, you know. I've been waiting for penis biometric jocks. I bet you that exists. I bet you there's some sort of like chastity belt where it can only be opened by scanning like your wife's vagina or something. An anti-cheating belt? An anti-cheating chastity belt? Oh my gosh. Designing insane authentication methods and stuff would be a really fun activity. It would be really fun. Yeah, a chastity belt that you can only open by authenticating with your wife's vagina. Patent it? Maybe. That's kind of smart on my part, isn't it? It would stop you from cheating, right? Man, what else? I know they already have, wait, damn, I have to marry a strong-willed woman or kidnappers will be able to unlock my chastity cage. Oh, no. Yeah. Wait. Actually, this is random, but I don't know if this is controversial. I saw VX Underground had posted something about how women are, like, hypothetically would be more successful social engineering a help desk or something. It's a joke. A woman calls a help desk pretending to be dumb with computers, acts confused, comments things like, hee hee, you sound cute. Wow, you're so smart. And then exploiting the system. How can someone counteract this? Hire women only. Okay. Well, that's the joke. They said hire women. It's a well-known and scientific fact that women are immune to other women trying to coerce them. It's like a fire-type Pokemon trying to fight a fire-type Pokemon. Help desk lady is our only true savior. Okay. Anyways. I didn't write that. VX Underground wrote that. A dildo lock that only unlocks when your butthole is tight enough. Oh, like it will only work on virgin buttholes. So that's, you can know that your partner's a virgin. The chastity belt you unlock by shoving the authenticator, a dildo, into your wife. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. We have to think of more like that. That is so fucking funny. Anyway. But I bet you like you probably could authenticate with a vagina. Like you probably could scan. There's like plenty of like folds and shit and stuff, right? That there would be enough data points to make it a reliable authentication method. The issue is like lining up the vagina with something. A consistent alignment. But yeah, guys, social engineering, honestly, it's such like a cool thing. It's kind of fun to see how people can manipulate other people, but there's very few applications of social engineering that, I mean, that's not necessarily true. I was gonna say that are like moral, ethical, and legal. I mean, I guess everybody's sort of social engineering people anytime they're trying to get somebody to like them or something. Technically, that's social engineering, you know? A water bottle that unlocks with your gag reflex. Scanning pH levels. Hello, Rixie Rifle. Stop! That's not what my ports are made for, please. But yeah. Or like maybe something with boob size. I don't know. I'd have to really cook. You guys are cooking them faster than I can. I wonder if there could be like an anti or an anti. Well, I know that anti-masturbating is already a thing, but I was thinking anti-sodomy, where it's like you can only penetrate a vagina, not a butthole or a mouth. I don't know. I bet you there's some perverts out there who have already thought of all this stuff. I mean, I feel like authenticating on a sex robot would make sense. Like you have to scan your penis print so that it's only you that can fuck your own sex robot, right? Also, this is so random, but I remember I was telling you guys about the mute comedian, the comedian who has cerebral palsy and he can't talk, just because his, like, I don't know, his vocal cords don't work or something, but he can type. He doesn't have any mental disabilities, and he types everything. He types all his jokes and stuff on like a AI voice thing. And someone, he was on a podcast or something, and they were like, so he's like, so how do you use the phone to dirty talk? Do you type into the phone like, yeah, suck that dick or something? And he was like, no, I do it in grunts. And he was like, because he like can't talk, so he just grunts. So he's like pointing at his dick and grunting. I was like, holy shit. Can you put a bear trap on a butthole? Can you put a bear trap on your butthole, but it'll only hurt the penis and not your own butthole? Probably. Oh shit, I had a lemon meringue pie as a treat last night, and now my semen composition is slightly too much cadaverine to turn my PC on. Oh no! Oh guys, that reminds me, you guys, that reminds me of I signed up for my bank. I signed up for voice authentication at my bank. So they said like, oh, say like, you know, say a certain phrase or something. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, okay, we recorded your voice. We can now use voice authentication for your account. I was like, okay, great. And then the next time I called and I was like, hi, I need help with my account. I need to like change my address or something. And they were like, I'm sorry, you failed the voice authentication. I was like, what? It's me. So I had to physically go into the bank. I had to physically go into the bank and show my ID and shit to fucking unlock my freaking, not my account, but to like get any sort of service. I had to physically go in, and because of the fucking voice authentication, I was like, take that shit off my account. They can't recognize my voice. Anyways. Two same charge magnetic rings. You put one on the schmeat and the other one on the ring. Wait, saw-style reverse bear trap installed between a woman's thighs and rips apart the penis of Benny Man. It detects their credit score is below 700. Oh my gosh, when your money's like, who the fuck is this? There was another time I was trying to get into a school event and they were like checking everybody's student ID. They were trying to make sure random people weren't showing up to this free event. So they were checking their student IDs to see that they had a student ID for my school. And the lady looked at my student ID and she looked at me and she was like, "That's not you." I was like, "It is me. What do you mean?" I was like, "What do you mean? That's me." And she was like, "I don't know." She's like, "I don't know." And then she had to have other people come over and she was like, "Just let her in." Oh, it was me. It was literally me. Anyways, which is crazy because not that many people have purple hair and all this stuff, but all right, guys, it's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. Thank you. Wait, we detected some suspicious hookups on your account. Oh, a few years ago to e-file my taxes, I had to take a picture of myself with my shitty-ass old phone camera. It sucks so bad. It was the closest I've come to being a hermit who just lives in the wilderness. Aww. All right, you guys. Well, like I said, it's 2 p.m. I'm going to end the stream for now. I will be back in like 30 minutes because I'm going to be participating in this collab. Thank you for your patience with me. Again, I apologize already on Twitter, but I apologize for rage quitting again. Like I said, I've just been having a rough week, and the most important thing is I think that if I'm playing a game or doing something that I'm not having fun, I need to just stop doing it and not locking myself, being like, oh, I put this on my schedule today, so this is what I'm doing. If I need to move on and just play some other random fucking thing, I will. Because the most important thing is that we're all having fun, and that, you know, if I'm getting frustrated, I just need to recognize when I'm not having fun, because what's the point if I'm not having fun, right? And if I'm not having fun, you guys aren't having fun, so yeah. Alright, you guys, I will see. Yeah, except one day when I'm playing a sponsored. Can you imagine one day when I'm playing a sponsored game and I'm like, wow, this game is shit. Yes, I do. I have to, what's the word? Shed my ego, and I have to be reborn or something, yeah? Alright, but don't worry, you guys, I'm fine, and I'm always happy when I'm streaming with you guys. I will see you in about half an hour. Have a good half hour. And thank you again. I love you so much. We can raid. Let me see. I don't know if Seiji's maybe streaming already right now. Let me check. I'm not sure. But either way, I could raid into somebody. I know. Oh yeah, he is. Okay, I'm gonna raid you guys into Seiji. If he asks, you can tell him that I will be, I'm preparing for the collab. But otherwise, you can just say hi. Say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. Okay. Alright, thank you, Matherius, thank you, Beaker, thank you, Deep Fried Angel Wings, thank you, Blue and Blue, thank you, Lurkers, thank you, Mango, thank you, Jay, thank you, everybody, big kiss, mwah, bye-bye.